Hooray! You've got your bag full of items for a fun experiment you can conduct at home. In the experiment we're setting up today, you're going to investigate the water cycle. The water cycle is the way water continuously moves through Earth's environment. The water cycle doesn't have a specific beginning or ending point because water is constantly moving from one point or state to another in the water cycle. Energy from the sun drives the water cycle. All of Earth's energy comes from the sun, and everything that lives on Earth needs water to survive. Water moves through the water cycle in its 3 different states. Water has 3 different states: solid, liquid, and gas, that occur at different temperatures. Water's natural state is liquid. We all need water in this state every day. We see water in liquid forms as oceans, rivers, lakes, and rain.
When the temperature drops below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, liquid water freezes and takes on a solid state, like ice, hail, and snow. But when it warms back up, the solid water melts back into the liquid state. When temperature increases, water evaporates into gas. We see this in nature as steam and clouds. When water in the gas state experiences cooler temperatures, it then condenses back into the liquid state.
After the water condenses, it falls back down to Earth's surface through precipitation, like rain, snow, or ice. The water on the Earth is recycled over and over. That means the water on Earth today is the same water that was on Earth when the dinosaurs roamed. Now, let's take a look inside your bag and get to investigating the water cycle. Inside your bag, you have an envelope labeled seeds, a jar with small gravel, a bag with soil, some little animals, an instruction and observation journal, and a fun water activity book. Now, let's set up your experiment. First, open your jar. The gravel is already inside. That's going to be the rock deep in the ground. Then, take your baggie with soil and carefully pour it on top of your gravel. Then smooth it out so that it's relatively flat and even. So now you have your ground all set up with rocks and soil, just like in the natural earth. Now, we need to add in water, because you can't have a water cycle without water. Remember, the water cycle has no beginning or end, but for our experiment today, we'll start the water cycle in its liquid form. Take your plastic bag to a sink. The bag has a line marked on the bottom. Fill the baggie up to that line. Then take your water and gently pour it into your jar. Make sure you pour it all around so that the water is dispersed throughout the soil. Remember, all living things rely on water. So today in our experiment, we're going to plant some seeds to grow in your experiment as well. Open your seed envelope. There should be 2 seeds. The large seed is a bean plant, and the small seed is a marigold flower. Using your finger, dig a hole in the soil about 1/2 inch deep. Place the seed into your hole that you made, then cover it up with soil. Do the same thing with the other seed on the opposite side of your jar. Don't forget, animals depend on water too. Place your animal figurine in the jar. Just be careful not to place it on top of where you planted your seeds. Finally, screw the lid back on the jar. This will act as the atmosphere in Earth that keeps water from escaping to space. Now, your experiment is all set up. Place your jar with the lid on in a sunny window and check on it every day and make notes in your observation journal as your experiment progresses. In the first day or 2, you should see evidence of the water cycle at work, see in your jar. In about 5 to 7 days, you should be able to see your seeds germinate and start to grow. Once your plants have reached the lid, it's time to take your lid off of your experiment so your plants can continue to grow. After May 15th, You can plant your marigold and bean plant outside. If you're lucky, you might get some beans to eat too. Now it's your turn. Put on your scientist hats and look for evidence of the water cycle in your experiment. Don't forget, all good scientists write down their observations. Use your experiment book and your kit to help you. Share your experiment pictures and observation notes with us for a chance to win another very special prize. You can send in your pictures of your experiment, notes, or drawings at www.lynchburgva.gov/water-cycle. Or share your notes and pictures with your teacher and they'll make sure to send them our way.